some thoughts on it as well that I would love to talk about.
Grand champion on rank.
Gibbs, shut up. So, yes, it was pre-recorded. That'll be that VOD and that information will be out on Monday on Gibbs's YouTube channel. So if you guys do want to go and leave comments as well as like all the information about what he's talking about, and you guys want to give your own feedback, please go do it on Gibbs's YouTube page. Legitimately, like, comment. We need this stuff to be talked about consistently. Otherwise, how are we supposed to get it implemented? Like, the community has to be involved in order for this stuff to happen. Okay. So that stuff is important. Also, Tom, thank you for the cheers, man. Greatly appreciate it. So there's 5 key things that Gibbs talked about. 1, alternative game modes and having separate ranked playlists, spectator options, Steam Workshop support, use of trade-up system, and then 5, API and stats. I'm going to discuss those really, really briefly, my thoughts about it, and then we're going to go host somebody just because we want to share the love. So real quick, alternate game modes have separate ranked playlist. I agree. You need to have something to incentivize this player base. Psyonix has always spent a really, really large amount of time focusing on the casual fan base, and the casual fan base is what really plays those unique game modes. Like when Rumble and Dropshot came out, those playlists skyrocketed because the casual fan base is like, oh shit, something new, and it's really, really fun, right? So ideally, that's what you want to do, is you want to find a way to take that fan base and allow this playlist to keep succeeding. And the easiest way to do that is a ranked play mode. If you add incentives for these players to keep competing in it, that playlist is going to stick around. It's the same reason why people play a ton of twos. Twos is the most competitive ranked playlist. So they play casual twos as well because it's the same thing, just without the ranked incentive. So finding a way to do that for these custom game modes is fantastic. Ranked playlists would be a really easy way to do it. Plus, it allows those players who may not be as good at a certain game mode in non-collective rank or the standardized rank to gain the rewards of your boosts, your custom wheels, all that kind of stuff. So number 2, more spectator options. We've been asking this as RLCS casters for a long time. The more spectator options, the better. If we're going to talk about it, I want to see it in the most ideal setting possible, and that would be with a built-in viewer on the Rocket League client. So if you go into Rocket League and you go under the esports tab, I would love the ability for you guys to actually watch in-game like CSGO, and then you could pick which player you want to spectate. If we're going to do spectator options, I want it to be able to choose each player that's in the game, all 6 cameras for each player in player cam, and then like 5 to 10 like select views of the stadium. One in the top right, one in the top left, one that's a bird's eye view, one that's like a panned view. Like the ability to do that as a home viewer, however you would like, so you can get the perfect experience and then have the audio from the RLCS stream fed in. Awesome. I think that would be perfect. That's a lot of work though. And all the things I'm going to suggest are things that take a lot of time to implement, just so you guys are aware. So these things that I'm stating will not be implemented right away. They take a ton of time. It's really tough as a developer to implement this stuff, but it's stuff that I hope we see in the future. To put it in perspective, I mean, League of Legends didn't get really any of their stuff going until 3 years. So we're at just shy of 2. So we're getting there. But yeah, more spectator options, the better. The more things that we have incentivize, the greater. As for number 3, Steam Workshop support. I actually have a buddy who works for Epic Games. He works on Paragon and all that kind of stuff as their Q&A. And he can't make games or maps or any of that kind of stuff in the Steam Workshop for Rocket League because in all reality to him, it's complete garbage. As great as it is to be able to take a client and then make whatever you want and then have it load through. Number 1, Steve, or what Gibbs said, online support is great with Steam. Being able to have it live play tested would be phenomenal. Like, this allows people to really put time and effort into a map, see pro players then test it, and if it is popular, more people are going to keep wanting to play it, and that's a direct way for Psyonix to say, oh shit, this is a map we could use for competitive mode and for the RLCS. And now they don't have to take the time and resources to make it themselves. They can literally just have the community implement it, play test it, and make everything work, and then all they have to do is make it an official version, make sure the physics and stuff all line up, and you're good to go. It saves so much time and effort for them, but it gives them what they want. And it's going to finally allow map diversity in the RLCS, which is the only way that our scene is going to keep growing, period. The only way that we're going to have our competitive players get better and adapt to meta and have pocket picks and competitive maps is if you allow them to play test it, or if you get competitive players to help make the maps. And Psyonix, in my opinion, needs to sit down with your top players, people that have very open opinions like Fireburner and Doomsy and players like that can sit out and basically be like, this map sucks. This is why. Neo Tokyo does not work because of these features. The ramps don't, like, stuff like that needs to be talked about. And you need to do it with the pro players. It's the only way that it's going to function. So that's really important. I think that's absolutely huge. Plus, it takes a lot of workload off of Psyonix. They don't have to keep trying to funnel out custom maps and modes and do it all themselves. Like, the community is where they rely on, so why not use the community? It's an easy way to do it. Number 4 was make more use of the trade-up system. I agree. I don't know why it's been this long that we've had a trade system with the heart boost and stuff, and it still has an error code. We've shown that there is multiple levels to the trade-up system. After very rare, it is import, and after import, it is exotic. Why the hell are there not those two classifications after the heart boosts? There's no reason for them not to. It's been set as a precedent in every other crate. So you need to come out with 2 to 3 more exotics and imports that feed into each other in the heart boost stuff. By all means, no, it doesn't have to be super crazy like some of the other stuff that they're doing. Obviously, you don't want to like decrease your quality, but they need to find a way to take those so it doesn't just say error. Like it's ugly. It's really ugly, and it's poor attention to detail on Sonic's part. As much as I love all the things they do, they got sidetracked by crates, and the crates are awesome. But they need to find a way to really fix up that trade-up system. They've set a precedent in every other crate. They need to go back and fix it for the other one. I don't know how I feel about Gibbs saying you should be able to trade crates. I don't think that's okay. I don't think you should be able to trade in crates. I think they just need to stop having those crates drop altogether, because then the economy of those crates goes back up because they're now rare and exclusive items. Being able to trade and pick whatever you want is not how a crate system works. It completely kills the economy. There is literally no reason for it. I completely disagree with Gibbs on that point. You're not supposed to just give people what they want. It completely removes the aspect of RNG and the whole reason why those crates have value. There's a reason why titanium white Dracos are selling for $150, because they're really fucking rare. And when you're allowing people to take these questions, mold them together, or these crates, mold them together so you can get the crate and then skip that process, the value of those Dracos now goes down because they're less rare. So you need to stop dropping crate 1, crate 2, maybe even crate 3. Only allow these 3 or 4 crates, because then those are going to balance the volume as compared to the old ones that people no longer open. And then a year down the road, those people who don't have those items are going to be like, shit, I want that boost. I can't get that boost. They then have to purchase it. And because that demand goes up, so does the price. That's how basic economics work. We need to stop having those crates allowed altogether, period. Because then people are going to want them on the trade system, and I'm going to be like, well, shit, I got like 40 in my inventory, and I can sell them if I don't want them. Yeah, I can still open them if I want the new black market decals, which is possible, but in reality, you just need to not have them out altogether. The whole reason of adding more crates is so you can add exclusivity to the old ones. Not what Gibbs said, being able to trade them up, and that's terrible. That would kill our system altogether. The entire economy of trading and crates and all that stuff would die if you allowed that to happen. It's terrible. That's what you should do. Fix the trading system. I hate my heart boosts and my tune smokes and all that kind of shit. I have like 40 of them. I need to be able to trade those up, which also baffles me because they put in yellow lightning boost. So they had the regular lightning, but then they added yellow lightning, but they didn't allow you to trade things up into more. It's like you guys definitely like noticed it, but you didn't do anything with it. It's confusing. It's really confusing. So there's that. Yeah, as an altogether, allow us to trade in hard ups and stuff like that into imports, and then imports into exotics. That needs to happen. Number 2, crate systems. You need to stop dropping the earlier crates, make them more exclusive. That'll increase the economy and the cost of those, as well as um, the ability to add exclusivity to those crates. It creates a supply and demand for it, increases the economy, adds people want them more because you can't get them anymore. It's the same thing as like the old school the old school holiday items. Why you brought back some of the October items for Halloween, I don't know why. Like I feel scammed because I was here since the beginning. I thought those items should have only been for people who were here for the first year. So it's one of those situations where they need to stop basically babying the entire community. They need to reward the veterans, the people that have been here since the beginning. Just how it is. As for 5, more stats and API. This is a really big situation, and it caters into the spectator options too. This is something that's going to take a while. Ideally, I think what the esports tab should do, right now it says esports is live when RLCS is live. Fantastic. It's a great addition. I absolutely love what it's done for our scene. You're talking league play last season was 8 to 14,000 at a peak for like round robin league play. It is now no less than 25,000 roughly. Usually it's like 22 at the absolute lowest. 55 was our peak. So that's insane. That's a lot of viewers. I mean, you're talking 300% increase. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So ideally what I would like to see is I would like to see the esports button not be a button. I would like it to be a tab, kind of like the garage. When you click on the esports button, it opens up and you get your live viewer of the RLCS with all your camera settings, all your stuff you're able to choose. But then you also get a built-in API, which would then take the stats from the RLCS and feed that into player profiles, biographies, and really give a chance for this player base to fall in love with these players. I would love to see each team, their stat history, their basically Slock. If you guys don't know, there's a website called rl.parallel.gg, and it's all the team stats and everything for the RLCS and the league play and the championship series and all that kind of stuff. I would love those stats automatically plugged in through an API through the system into this esports tab. So I could just go to a team. I could be like, okay, Energy, yep, Fireburner, he averages this many shots, he averages this many assists, he has this many saves, like all the stats I could ever want in one spot for every single competitive team. I could see their records, I could see their history, I could see VODs, I could see everything I could ever want in one tab. And I could view that information while the RLCS isn't on, but then when the RLCS is going, it then has on the right-hand side the live game with all your cameras. On the left-hand side, it has the 2 teams, the players involved, their stats, and I would be able to flip through that information while I'm live watching the game. That's going to take a epic fuck ton amount of work, but if it happened, it would be the greatest thing ever. It would allow all those people to see these finite details, all these little things that really make these guys tick, and allow us to really appreciate them. Plus, it would give us fan bases to start to grow, not only for the orgs, but also for the players. The only way that stuff is going to happen, though, is if we have solidified teams, auto qualifications, and teams that stick around for a long time. We're going to need the CLGs, the complexities, the TSMs in order for that to happen. That's not easy. That's going to take time, but it's a lot of things that have to be built in order for that to happen. But ideally, that's what I would like to see. I think it'd be a world's difference for the RLCS. We spend a lot of time catering to the biggest audience, which is the casual fan base in Rocket League. As much as I love the casual fan base, they're the people that are here watching. It's the people that really make this game grow. It's the reason why we have 150,000 people playing at one time at some points on just Steam. And I'm super happy that we cater to them with casual game modes, fun game modes like Drop Shot and stuff. I love Drop Shot. You guys should know that. But we need to pay attention to the pro players, the veterans, the people that have been here since the beginning, the guys that have been playing your game for 9 years. You need to find a way to incentivize these guys to keep playing so they stop retiring after only playing for a year and a half. Almost losing players like Darkfire is a thing that should never be happening. It's absolutely terrible that we have to watch players of that talent consider retiring just because it's not worth it for them. It's absolutely horrible. There needs to be, in my opinion, one of the biggest things is some sort of in-game tournament system that incentivizes these top players to actually play consistently and all the time. There needs to be something to where I can take my team of shitlords. We're gonna take Doomsy because he's in chat. Hey Doomsy, how you doing, man? But say it's me, Doomsy, and Gibbs, and we want to make a team called Casters and Apu or something. I don't know, dumb name. And us three are gonna have, when we queue together, our own MMR, our own ranking, and that's it. We can have a sub just like the RLCS, and the more and more we play, we then become the top tier team in all of Rocket League. We then get a chance or a buy into like a relegation system or something, or like a challenger series, and that now has the top players playing at all the time in a queue that is for them. So they don't have this long as queue time. They have another team that they're able to queue up against instantly. And you use this system to then feed into a relegation system, and you use that then to build into the RLCS. And now you have this constant cycle of players that are always playing because they see the direct path. They know exactly what they have to do to get into the pro scene. You don't have this churn of people like, oh, I don't want to play because I don't have any incentive to. And those people that are in the top 100 teams now get rewards, titles, certain things to incentivize them to keep playing. That's what we need to do. We need to, and it's not an asking, we have to find a way to make it so these pro players have a reason to keep playing. Because there's going to come a point where the 5,000 hours they've put in just isn't worth it anymore, and your game dies. Because the only way you guys are going to keep people playing this game is if you really bring it big to esports. You can cater to the casuals all you want, but the only reason games like League of Legends and CSGO and MOBAs in general are still around is because of the esport. It has nothing to do with the casual audience. The casual audience plays is because they want to be that guy who is in front of 40,000 people. Nothing to do with because the game is fun. I promise you that. I've been watching esports forever. And the only reason casual players like myself started to play is because I used to watch the best of the best, and I'm like, fuck, damn, those guys are so good. They're in front of a huge crowd in the Staples Center. They've got tons of people cheering their name. I want to be that guy. And you know what? I can be that guy. I have a chance. Lol JK, I suck. I can't be that guy, but I still want to try. You're inspiring people to do it. That's what we need to do. That's my rant. So hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully you guys like what we're talking about. I'm going to play